Yes.
Hi, I'm Lila Schaffner. I'm here for the interview today.
Yes. My name's Gabriel Crisp. I work for Sugar Tree Inc. and I'm going to be your interviewer today.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So let's start this off. What would you tell me about yourself?
Well, I actually just moved to the city about 3 months ago. I went to college for business management, and after that, I helped my mother with her bakery for a while. But I kind of decided that it was time to go start off somewhere else, so I moved and I worked from home for a little bit. But I decided that I wanted to go get a out in the open job instead of the solitude of my own house. So here I am.
Yeah. So, piggybacking on that, what would you say? How are you adjusting to the city?
I'm doing really well. I've never been like a rural farm town type of person, and I've really been enjoying the bigger city. It's much more convenient, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, for jobs, you have a little bit of experience.
I do.
Was that working for your mother's company? Is that correct?
Yes, my mother runs a bakery in the town that we used to live in, and I worked as the manager over the staffing there.
Okay. Yeah. So, what would you say your biggest quality would be for this?
Definitely my communication skills. I really value having an open conversation with all of my employees, making sure that they have everything they need, and making sure everything gets done effectively.
Okay. Yeah. So that's kind of what we're looking for is a more organized group.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would you say your biggest downfall would be, or your biggest weakness?
Probably my organizational skills, as much as I hate to say it. I tend to be a little cluttered, a little all over the place. Still effective, but never as organized as some may like.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm not organized at all. So, is there anything that you would think you could bring to the company?
I definitely say my optimism. I may not have the most work experience out there, but I do have youth on my side. I see the world through a lens of how can I help for the better, which I think can really make a difference when it comes to management, because who really wants one of those managers hunching over their shoulder, nagging them out all the time? Being able to be that person that can be there to actually help and make sure things are getting done effectively rather than yell and be grouchy about it is something that I really prefer.
Yeah. So, one of the things that we prioritize at our company is having a connection with our staff and our workers.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say would be like a good idea for what to do in those types of situations?
Well, like I said, I really value open communication. So for my employees, when I worked at the bakery, I would always make sure to have check-in days to make sure that all of their scheduled hours were correct. If they needed to change anything, they could let me know, and I would help rework their schedule. I would help their workloads if they needed to change that. Anything of the sort. I like having those benchmarks for people to help them make
Yeah.
sure that they are ready to do their best work as effectively as possible.
Yeah. So, we do these situations where it's kind of like staff go on little retreats, do fun stuff. We also
Mhm.
make sure that there's close bonds between everybody. So, is there any questions you would have about the job?
What is the starting salary?
So, starting salary would be somewhere between 70 and 80,000.
Okay, and what about working hours throughout the week?
So, the working hours would be flexible, which would work out with your schedule to where it's not a dead set working from, let's say, 8 to 5 or 8 to 4. You'd be working about 40 hours a week,
Mm-hmm.
but most of the hours would be for travel. So, would you be okay with traveling from one manager to another in the whole area?
I prefer it, actually. I've never been the type of person to just sit down at a desk in the same place all day. I really do like having that out and about type of work environment, so I would love that.
Yeah. So, yeah, the job would be a lot of traveling. You'd still have quite a bit of time to, do your personal life stuff or
Mhm.
just it would also not be as, hey, where are you? You should be here
Yeah.
right now. Is there any other questions you would have about it?
Holidays. How many do we get annually?
So annually, you would get about 20 days of regular holidays,
Mm-hmm.
and then you would also have your standard holidays such as Christmas, Memorial Day, Easter.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Alright, that's pretty much all the questions I had.
okay, great. It was nice having you here.
It's nice meeting you. Thank you
Yes.
for having me.
It's great interview.